Hello, welcome to Miss Crandall's Open House. This presentation is going to give you information about my classroom and about things that your child will be learning throughout the school year. About Miss Crandall. I graduated from UCF in 2012 with my bachelor's degree in elementary education and my ESOL and reading endorsement. I graduated from UCF in 2019 with my master's in elementary education, and I'm also gifted certified. I'm currently attending Nova Southeastern University for my educational specialist degree in educational leadership. I will graduate in 2021. I have 3 beautiful boys, Ashton, Cody, and Owen. This is my 9th year teaching. I taught 2nd grade for 4 years at Fruitland Park, and this is my 5th year in 3rd grade at Fruitland Park. I love UCF, Reese peanut butter cups, reading, coffee, being near the water, and country music. Absences. If your child is absent, please send in a note the next day so it can be marked excused. If your child is going home a different way than I was originally told, please send in a note, call the school, or write it on their agenda sheet. I don't always have a chance to check remind. If they are late or leave early, that is also counted as a tardy in Skyward. There are many safety protocols in place at Fruitland Park. One of them is wearing the mask. Your child needs to arrive to school wearing a mask. They wear the mask in the hall, specials, and after lunch. At recess, I have them take them off if they're 6 feet apart. They also can take their mask off if they're sitting at their desk because in our classroom, each desk is 6 feet apart. Please make sure the masks are clean, and if you need a new one, please let me know. Hand washing, we wash our hands before lunch, coming in from PE, and coming in from recess. And we also sanitize hands after lunch and before coming into the classroom. The desks and chairs are cleaned on a daily basis, and so are any of the high surface areas that the students may touch. Breakfast and lunch at Fruitland Park is free for all. Unfortunately, students cannot buy snacks this year until further notice. Lunch is only 30 minutes. They are expected to clean up their mess, eat quietly, not touch other students' food, and there's no sharing of food this school year. The Blue Daily folder is an important folder that needs to be returned to school daily. Homework policy in our classroom, homework is given on Monday, and it is reading, spelling, and math. It is due the next day to be marked as on time. Reading homework is the most important. If your child does not have books at home, please write me a note and I can send some home. It's supposed to be turned in first thing in the morning. And inside the blue folder, there's also a list of the spelling homework for each day. Homework for spelling will change throughout the year based off of your child's needs. Your child is given an agenda sheet on Monday morning. They turn in their old agenda sheet to me so I have it for my records, and they write their homework in it Monday through Friday. They also have their behavior color marked under behavior and any notes that I write to you or you write to me. Please make sure every day you're initialing where it says parent initials so I know that you're aware of what your child wrote in there. The red test folder is for graded tests only. I send them home on Thursday and they are due back signed on Friday morning. Your child also receives a fancy pencil if they return them on time. Please sign and return any D and F papers, and also sign the weekly conduct for their behavior. Our classroom rules are whole brain teaching rules. All grades K through 3 have a school-wide behavior system, but classroom rules can be different throughout the school. Every student starts on green and should end the day on green. If your child goes above and beyond what my expectations are, they will go home on blue. I do not put many students on blue, or green would end up being a bad color, and it's not a bad color at all. They can be put on blue for helping others, praise from a specialist teacher, and doing more than what is expected of them in class. Your child can be moved to yellow if they're making poor choices in the morning or in the afternoon, but they also have the chance to move back up to green. If a child moves down to orange, they have to fill out a think sheet to think about their consequences and why they did what they were doing. That also gets sent home and needs to be signed and returned. I very rarely put students on red. Those would be the very extreme measures, and it doesn't really happen quite often in my classroom. A few of the behavior incentives in my classroom is a ticket system. Students earn tickets when they are answering questions, working well with each other, if they pass a certain amount of iReady lessons, and other items in the classroom. We go shopping at our class shopping center every other Friday where they use those tickets. They also can qualify for Friday Lunch Bunch if they complete all of their homework on time and are only on green and blue for the whole week. We also have a Challenger Cash store at our school. It's a school-wide system where students earn Challenger Cash, and anyone can give them the cash. There's a cart that comes to our classroom once a week, and they're able to shop using their Challenger Cash then. This is a board in my classroom for students to understand what the learning objectives are for that unit or the topic. I ask them, what am I learning today? And they repeat back, what am I learning today? And then we talk about what the standard is and what is expected of them to do for that specific lesson. I also ask them, why am I learning this? It's very important for students to understand why they're being taught the subject and matter that they're being taught. And the last question is, how do I know I learned it? They can tell you I can statements. For example, I can explain a time and sequence of events, and that is telling me after that lesson, that is what the specific item that they can now do. This is a very important board in our classroom. It's also county-wide of the what, why, and how. So if you ask your child, what am I learning today? Let's see if they can tell you what we've been learning in class. Some basic information about reading in our classroom. Testing for reading, no child will be able to have a passage or text read aloud to them no matter what. State testing is the same way. Only students with accommodations in their individual education plan will be able to have questions and answers read aloud to them. This also includes a 504 plan if they have that same accommodation. In our classroom and in third grade, English Language Arts or ELA consists of 70% is reading test, 20% is for grammar test, and then 10% are for spelling test. We also have tutoring, and students are chosen based off of their iReady reading and math scores. These are some of the reading materials that I use to teach the class with. On the left-hand side, you have a Wonders book. We have 2 of those in our room. We have a literature anthology book, and then we have a reader-writer workshop book. On the right-hand side, we have our Ready Florida Laughs. I call that the Laughs book. That one has more complex text and questions that are geared towards the FSA and our reading standards. And then in the middle, we have a pink grammar notebook. We put grammar and we put writing inside of that, also vocabulary. And then our reading notebook consists of any task or item that we're learning through the reading standard. We put that in there. These notebooks are used for a quick reference, but they're not allowed to use them on any reading test. In our school, we use iReady Reading and Math, which is an online platform to help students in both reading and math. In my classroom, we work on iReady lessons each day. There are teacher-assigned lessons that I will assign them, and then there's also their own pathway. They get their pathway by when after they take their diagnostic test, it places them in the area and for what they need for reading and math. After every 10 past lessons, they get incentives from me in the classroom, and we track that as well. At the end of each 9 weeks, they're going to go to an iReady reading party and math party if they pass 10 lessons. So in my class, they have to pass 10 reading lessons and 10 math lessons in order to qualify. October 22nd is the last day to do that. They can work on lessons at home through ClassLink if you have a computer at home. I'm not sending home Chromebooks because we do use those every day. In third grade, there's 3 key math skills: multiplication, division, and fractions. We focus on math fluency as well each day in both addition and multiplication. They can practice them at home. They can go to extramath.org, which I've sent letters home twice for you to sign up at home. Being fluent in math facts is 3 seconds or less. We also have a school-wide fluency each morning. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, students do 20 problems in 1 minute. And then on Wednesday, they have 100 problems that they have to do in 5 minutes. The last fluency of the 9 weeks that has 100 problems is graded for the 9 weeks. It's very important that your child is practicing their addition math facts, but also their multiplication math facts. If they can't do those, they're going to struggle in math in third grade and in the future as well. Science this school year is graded, but all of the tests and quizzes are open book and open note test. Students will also be participating in science fair this year, which will be virtually. but more information will follow. Some of the topics we cover in science are the scientific method, properties of matter, sun, moon, and stars, classifying living things, forms of energy, and many more. Promotion to 4th grade. In order for your child to pass 3rd grade, they have to have passing grades in ELA, math, and science with a 60% or higher at the end of the school year. They also need to receive a score of a 2 or higher on the ELA FSA test that is in April. On the FSA, the scores range from a 1 to 5, with a 1 not passing. 5 is the highest level. The goal for all students is to receive a 3 or higher, which shows that 3 is proficient and they mastered the standard for the school year. But more information on the FSA will be going home at a later time. We love having snacks in the classroom. We have a snack about 10 o'clock each morning. I am asking if you can please send in a snack enough for the class once a month. Some items can include goldfish, cookies, Cheez-Its, chips, fruit snacks, granola bars, or other items like that. Thank you for your continued support. Who doesn't like a birthday celebration? We love celebrating in our classroom. But please do not send in any homemade items or items that are made from a bakery such as Walmart or Publix unless they are individually wrapped. Celebrations we usually have at the end of the day, and the student's birthday, they get a cup from me with a bunch of goodies inside. So some of the birthday items you can replace cupcakes with are Oreos or any form of cookie that's wrapped already, snack cakes, cosmic brownies, zebra cakes, and other items like that. I absolutely love reading, and I love to instill a joy of reading for each of my students. So each month I do a Scholastic book order. It's the monthly flyers. I usually have 2 or 3 flyers in there. You can pay using cash, check money order, and pay it to Scholastic Books, or you can go online using our class code that I sent home. And when you order the books online through our class code, we also get class points where I can then purchase books through those points for our classroom. So I will be doing this once a month all the way to May. My class wish list looks a little different from previous years. Some of the items that are on the wish list for my class: Germex hand sanitizer. I happen to find that it works a little bit better. Also Purell, any kind of disinfecting wipe, and large bag of Skittles. So if you can purchase any of these items for us, my class and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I am a firm believer that communication is one of the most important items when it comes to parents and teachers. You can reach me on remind.com at Crandall20. I also invited most of you, but if there's somebody in your household or another relative that you would like me to add, please let me know. Remind is the best way to contact me. I send out reminders for upcoming events and other things of importance. I can't check it throughout the day as often as I'd like, but if you send it to me, I might get it and get to send you a message right back then. If it's an emergency, please just call the office. After 4 o'clock, I don't usually check messages, but sometimes I do, depending on what I'm doing with my family. You can also call the school. You can't call me in the morning because students get sent to the classroom right away at 8 o'clock, and I don't want to be on the phone while they're in the classroom. But you can call me at 1:45 to 2 o'clock or 3:15 to 3:30. You can also write me notes in the agenda sheet because I check those daily as well. Donors Choose is a great organization that teachers use to create projects through their classroom. And Donors Choose is an online charity that makes it easy for anyone to help students in need. Public school teachers from every corner of America post classroom project requests on the site. And given any amount, anybody can donate to Donors Choose. When a project reaches its funding goal, the materials are shipped directly to the school. I don't come in contact with any of the money. I have been doing Donors Choose since 2014. And I have raised over $75,000 worth of materials for my classroom. This includes cushions, books, class snacks, classroom supplies, chairs, holiday items, and things like that. Anything that I think my students would need or enjoy, I create projects for. Right now there's 2 of them on there. One of them is for a water cooler for the classroom. And so if you go to the bottom link, donorschoose.org/lisa.crandall, you can look at those, and it's really for any classroom teachers, but I just wanted you to be aware some of the items that we get for our classroom come from Donors Choose. Thank you so much for all that you do and your continued support in your child's education. I'm looking forward to a wonderful learning journey this year. Although it looks different from previous years, I'm just as excited as I have always been. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or concerns, please either email me or write me on Remind, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you.